Hey, Crawl Spacers, welcome to our yearly anniversary show where we're celebrating 26 years ago today. This particular day, I launched the Spider-Man Crawl Space. And 18 years ago, I launched the podcast. And someone's been with me most of those years is George. What's going on, George?
Hello. I can always tell when the show's starting because I get into the StreamYard and then I go to something else to look at something and then I go deaf
Mm-hmm.
when the music starts.
Yep.
I'm like,
the audio is set for -3, which is the sweet spot where it should be. Where
that's
you put
-3?
That's -3. I edited it myself. So.
I'd hate to hear, like 20 or 30 or something.
+3, yes. Anyway, welcome.
+3. You make it sound like a disease.
Well, if anybody has it, you've got +3.
Wow. I say you make it sound like a disease, and you're like, well, if anybody has it, it's you. Damn.
You are +3, sir.
Damn. Bro.
All right. Anyway, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Also, I just came from my folks' house.
Yeah.
Because my mom made dinner, and it's just, when your mother makes dinner, if they live a street away from you, it's just expected that you'll be there. So while I was there, she was like, "Oh, send me a link to your little show that you're gonna do." So send me a link to the little show so I can send it to her. Since this is not
it's at youtube.com/ well here.
Yeah,
well, I will once I introduce everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to ask everybody that's on. What were you doing 26 years ago, George?
Let me see. 26 years ago, what was that? 2008.
1998.
Oh, 1998. I don't know. I still had hopes and dreams. I know that much.
You were -3.
Yeah. Life hadn't wrung me out like a wet wash rag yet.
Yeah. I was in college, I think a sophomore. I started the website with an IBM Aptiva, 1.5 gigs of memory.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, I know. And dial-up. And there we are. Let me introduce the rest of the panel. Josh, what's going on, Josh?
Okay, no. You don't get to make that joke. I actually was -3.
I guess I did the joke a little bit too early, yes. So you were not born when this website was launched, huh?
No,
1998.
1998. -3, -4, I guess. Yeah, I'm 2002, baby.
Wow, that's crazy.
So you have never known a time on this earth when the crawl space didn't exist.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. On the little baby monitor in the crib next to him was J. Michael Straczynski reviews scrolling up.
Yeah.
So that's how we date with the crawl space. It's BS for before space, and then
no, we have a lot of BS.
And then AS for after space.
BS and AS. That just sounds awkward. All right, Christina, what's going on, Christina?
I have a hat today.
Oh, let me see. Let's full screen you. What kind of? Oh, you got a Spider-Gwen hat. Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. What were you doing in 1998, Christina?
I was going to say what I said the last time I was here. I was 7 years old. It was also the year Spider-Man the Animated Series ended as well. So
that's right. Yeah, and then it went to that god-awful Spider-Man Unlimited show. Another person who's supposed to be here is JR. He will join us hopefully on the show. He said he was going to be here. Let me see if he's
JR says a lot of shit.
He does. Well, he hasn't looked at the link yet, so
a lot of products make a lot of promises.
That's true. Well, George, you asked me to give you a link for your mom, so let's hold on. I'm going to the crawl space on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I got it.
And let's see, share, copy, private chat. There you go. There's for mom right there. Okay, thank you. We got chat blowing up already. We got Milo with the super chat. We'll start with him. Won't be able to join. Hope the stream is good. Thank you for your support, Milo. You're awesome. I really appreciate that. He's got work in 6 hours, so I understand. We're doing this on a Thursday. This is the actual date that is the anniversary date. So I thought, why not?
Hey, Milo.
We got Ryan Reed was 20 years old in college and had my Thunderbolts and Spider-Man websites in GeoCities. That's where the crawl space originated, in GeoCities. For those young people listening, that was a free website. I was surfing the web on my dial-up, and I saw an ad for GeoCities that said, "You too Wait, there's more. You too can have your own website free. You
Like
can
me,
teach you how to
Ryan.
do. Yeah, you can teach you how to do HTML.
Like me back then, Ryan still had hopes and dreams.
Mr. Comics, 1998. I was playing a Pokemon on my Game Boy Color in 2nd and 3rd grade. We got Matt saying hi, Brad and George. I hope that this will be ground for us, the viewers, and you as well. Be grand, not ground. Be grand.
Well, say hello to Josh and Christina as well.
Yeah, they're here. Trayvon, 26. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Zach. Happy anniversary. We got Heyo Raven. Mr. Comics, hey, Crawl Space, happy anniversary. Glad I could catch you all live. And yes, Ryan agrees with me. -3 audio is indeed the best. It isn't too hot. It isn't too low. It's the sweet spot. So, how do you join in on the show? Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to post a link. And I'm going to do it right. Oh, nope. I've killed the link because I gave it to George's mother. Okay, hold on. I got to go back. I got to go back to StreamYard. Oh.
You got to go back and do it all over?
But you can't go back. Get back, but you can't go back, I know. Okay, I am posting the link right now. It should be on Facebook and Twitch. And here, I'm just going to write, if you would like.
Walter, you're only allowed to join if you're fully clothed.
So, click on this. What is Walter?
Yeah, if I got to wear a shirt for this, so do you, Walter.
Okay, I'm gonna bookmark this, or I'm gonna start this.
Gary only wants to come in once JR is on. Wow. Ouch.
Damn, Gary.
Damn, Gary. That is, no wonder you're frozen. That's cold, man.
Wow.
Walter is here getting on his mic and webcam set. I agree with Josh's sentiment. Please wear pants. Anyway.
And a shirt. A shirt's good. We don't we don't want to see your moobs.
Again, his what?
Moobs. Man boobs, Brad.
Oh, his moobs. Okay.
Oh,
moobs.
Anyway, here is the link. You can't click on that. You got to go into chat, and you can actually click on it, and you'll be a little screen. I'll pop you up. I can hold 10 in the green room. I've got 4.
Oh yeah. That's normally a Friday night for Brad.
I got 10 in the green room waiting to go. So if you would like to join, we will have you. In the meantime, we're going to go back to the Wayback Machine. And
how's my lighting, Mr. DeMille?
You look great. I would tilt your camera down just a little bit, a little less headspace.
Well, I got it.
There it is. There it is.
I got it popped up on a thing. I can't.
You look fine. Okay, we're going to go to the Wayback Machine and look at the crawl space throughout the years. So hold on.
We'll do it live.
We're doing. This is live, man. I heard a click. Somebody's here. Hold on. We'll do this Wayback Machine a little bit. Let's talk to our guest. We have Ryan Reed in the house. Ryan, what's going on, man?
Guys hear me?
Yes.
Well, you're frozen, sir. You're
frozen.
frozen.
There you go.
Oh, I am? I might be because I'm getting out of the house there really quick out with the dog walking here.
Well, you're going to trigger me, Ryan. Hold it horizontal. Hold it horizontal.
Yeah. Turn the phone, dude. What do you...
There it is.
There you go.
There it is. What's going on, buddy? How are you, man?
Not too bad. Getting ready here. Started the new job Monday. School starts next Wednesday, so I'll be at the new school district there.
How are your PD days?
Next week.
How's the PD days?
Yeah, gotta love the PD days. I'll be teaching middle school, Brad. I'm going back to middle school.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You got hormones? You got hormones growing.
At least it's not high school.
Did that for 7 years, George. So I've gone back a little bit.
That's a whole different. That's a whole.
Ryan, you said you were you were playing Pokemon. Is that what you said in '98?
In '98, my websites were up and going. I had Thunderbolts and Reed's Spider-Man page, and later I changed into the Reed Spider-Girl page, which then ran until 2010. But otherwise, my brothers were playing Pokemon.
Now, this is also the 18th anniversary. We officially can vote as a podcast. What were you doing back in 2006? Is that it? Yeah.
I'm sorry, my phone
it's okay.
blinked out there.
I said this is also the 18th anniversary of the Crawl Space podcast. What were you doing in 2006? Were you a married man? Were you a swinging bachelor?
No, I was not married. Believe it or not, I had just gotten out of a relationship long period at that time, and I was working with the Avengers Assemble podcast that was start shortly after that with, believe it or not, Juan Castro from DC Comics at the time.
That's cool.
So that was going on.
One thing I'm going to ask everybody that calls in: where are you calling from, and how did you discover the crawl space? So you're in Illinois, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's right. I'm in Northern Illinois. So believe it or not, I was on a Veryl's Spider-Man message boards back in the day. And I remember somebody coming in, Brad, and we said, I made a website, and we checked it out. I remember signing the guest book, and that's how I went there. I'd actually go every other day in between classes during my computer lab time.
So I went somewhere and spammed, and I got you.
Pretty much.
I spammed a message board and said, hey, look, do you remember those things at the very bottom of websites? You could be part of a link or something like that. Like
it was the old fashioned link tree back in the day.
It was a link tree. So it was you became part of a Spider-Man group, and you hit next Spider-Man website, and then it would pop up. You need to hit the next, and another Spider-Man website would pop up.
Yeah, because mine was on there, and so were a couple other ones, and then the Spider-Girl message board did thing, because we would get together in Chicago during the old Wizard World convention in Rosemont, and one year Tom DeFalco actually joined us.
Oh, how neat!
It was really. I unfortunately had to leave early, but the guy who was running it at the time just said, "Hey, Tom, do you want to come join us for dinner at Bennigan's?" And he said, "I love Bennigan's. I'll be more than happy to be there."
All right, favorite crawl space memory, something funny. What brings back a memory?
So crawl space, and I don't see JR got on here, but I was telling him because there was a special comic that was launched for the Epilepsy Foundation years ago, which was called Spider-Man versus the Myth Monster. And I asked JR if he remembered the book, since he was such the Spider-Man historian. He says, Ryan, I'm going to show you how many years I've been doing this and how many times, and I am truly the Spider-Man master. I have no idea what the hell that comic is and why.
Well, that shows his brain is a small trap.
I do have a second one, though, since George is here, and it was actually only a couple years ago when we were all reviewing Amazing Spider-Man, and I talked about Paul using the power of Venmo, and you almost fell out of your couch.
Yeah, I was like, what is he paying for? Does somebody haul some trash away from his house? He's like, I'll hit you up on Venmo. What's your Venmo?
Speaking of the man, the myth, I texted him. I said, are you on your way? And we'll find out if he replies. So
in my head, he's like passed out on his couch with his hand in the top of his pants, like Al Bundy,
Oh, honey, it was a good day. It was a long day.
You never watched that show,
I gotta
did you,
do that.
Brad?
No, I watched Married with Christina Applegate. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
Yeah, he would never come home and say, "Oh, honey, it was a long day."
No, hey, Peg. Yeah.
Yeah, usually he would always say, "Oh, there were so many of these heinies, and I had to sit down." Oh, Peg, it was horrible.
He was a shoe salesman.
Yep.
Shoe salesman. Al Bundy, the shoe salesman. I remember that.
Which the way he lived in it sounded like that he worked at the Woodstock Mall, believe it or not, the way he talked about on the show, because they try to use a lot of Chicago in the show. So kind of wonder if he ever did. I remember at the mall one time there was a Payless shoe store, and it says, "No, Al Bundy does not work here," and this was in 1993.
Well, this is promising. JR just texted back, "What's going on tonight?"
We're talking about JR.
It's the call-in show.
I thought he might have had a fall.
Are demanding it,
and so maybe that's what maybe somebody needed to check on him. This is a completely different senior moment.
Now that's boy, he's typing back. I said it's the call-in show. Your fans are demanding your presence. And he's typing. Let's see what he writes back. It'll probably be like George. Don't tell him I'm coming. It says, don't tell him I'm coming. You remember that bit? That was a fun bit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was funny. Again, if you would like to be on the call-in show, this is the link. Let me put.
Who's listening to Little Debbie? It sounds like somebody's listening to Oakland rapper Little Debbie in the background.
Well, that's because of our kids, but believe it or not, George, I know you don't see her often, but Melissa's right here with me.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Great.
What's
How
it
are you guys doing tonight?
Melissa, I got to ask you, what's it like to be married to a Spider-Man collector? What's that like?
It's fine. It's great.
Fine.
Sure, why not?
It's fine.
Why-
He doesn't
Well, he
talk
could- he-
Spider-Man every night, so
Well, there you go.
That's a
He's-
blessing for me.
You know, he could be at the casino. He could be drinking. No, he's reading comics. There's worse things to be.
Exactly.
Hey, sometimes you go
Because
to
he's
the
also
casino.
Star Wars too,
Oh, he's multiple geek. Yeah.
and a Trekkie.
Sometimes, sometimes
Oh.
you go and drink because of those things.
That's true.
You know, sometimes you just want to be numb to your fandom.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has a point on that too. Yeah, because believe it or not, I was doing a couple things, but yeah, I'm working on here, Brad. I'm actually trying to acquire 2 more Spider Girl items here. They're signed by Ron Friends, and
you looking to get?
we're hoping to have it, but that would probably mean I'd have a good portion of probably the largest Spider Girl collection around right now. So I'm trying to get these couple of signed cards by Ron Friends. So
What cards?
one is actually the cover from Amazing Spider Girl 36, where it was over the Green Goblin when Peter was possessed by the Green Goblin in the series, and the other one is actually a homage to one of the other covers, but they're both signed. But the one card is in. Hold on a second. The dog's being weird over here, wasn't it? But the dog, anyhow.
That's the first on the.
I'm
No,
multi-select
Bailey's dogs
out
do
the
that.
back. But anyhow, as I was about to say, but it's actually one is stencil penciled, and then Ron has signed it, and then it's actually inked by our pal Sal. So.
Oh, sweet.
So
Well,
it's, I'm
I got
hoping,
some
maybe
bad news
acquire it
about.
in, about a couple weeks or so.
I got some bad news about JR.
Oh.
This is direct quotes. Oh, shit, I can't.
No.
He goes, sorry, I have to take care of something for the wife. I figured I was on tomorrow and Saturday and didn't think about today. Old man is getting senile, is what he wrote. So JR,
That's code.
Really?
That's code for gotta kill a
JR
guy.
JR is not going to be joining us tonight, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, he's
Sorry.
with us in our hearts, you know.
Yep.
Well, he didn't pass away, but the years are slowly coming. You know?
He's in our hearts like a blockage.
Ryan, before we go, you got any questions for any of us that you've been burning to ask?
Believe it or not, I'll probably throw this over to Christina since she's on
Okay.
and she's wearing that awesome Spider Gwen hat there. So
Let's not get crazy with the Spider Gwen, Ryan.
No, I'm not going there, George. Why don't I just throw out Silkworm at it too, or something? Anyhow, or Spider Boy. No, but one question
That's
for
everybody's
Christina
kryptonite.
here. I got this on her, but I was really wondering what really made it to where you kind of fell in love with Spider-Man as a character.
I had mentioned this before, but I grew up watching the 90s animated series. That was my very first introduction to anything Spider-Man. But I sort of fell out of superheroes for a while in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was really after my dad passed away and I started getting interested in what was going on with the promotion for Spider-Man 3, and I remembered what they had done with the 90s cartoon, and so that kind of just made me jump and start reading the Spider-Man comics. So that was kind of when my love for it started. So
Sweet. Let's get Josh's too while we're at it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
can go
Josh,
around
what
the
about
horn.
You,
Go
especially
around the
since you were
horn.
-4 when the crawl space all happened.
Yeah, I was -4 when the Crawlspace website started, and then I was 4 when the podcast started.
You were 4?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What was that? 2006, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm
2006,
about to
good
say my
God.
sister was 4 in 1998. Now she's about to have, now she's 30. Yeah, she's 30. So yeah.
How'd you
Yeah.
discover Spider-Man, Josh?
Yeah, I was just always kind of there. Like it was just, I watched some of the whatever cartoon was on at the time. I think a big one there was, oh man, you're gonna hate it, but it was the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was my intro to Spider-Man cartoon.
Wait a minute. Are you is that the one where he's in the world with the High Evolutionary, or are you talking about the Dan Slott one?
No, that the cartoon one. That like
No,
He's
there's
talking about the
two
one we
Ultimate
used to review,
Spider-Man.
Brad.
yeah,
Oh,
let's
that-
get
really bad
Spider-Man.
one.
The
Yeah.
Man of
That one?
Action
Okay.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
cartoons.
My
Okay.
first Spider-Man comic was it was right after Peter Parker gets his body back from Doc Ock. Right where Silk's
Period.
introduced.
Yes.
Okay.
That was volume 3 or something.
Yeah.
I like it was always just there. I liked Captain America. I liked Spider-Man, and it just kind of grew there. It was the character I saw most of myself in it.
That's cool. We've said this before, but this may be someone's first show. George, what is your introduction to Spider-Man?
The first one I had was a Marvel team up. That was the first one my mom got for me, and I don't know. I think we were in an Eckert's back in the
It's a
day. An
grocery
Eckert's
store, isn't it?
drugstore. No, it's a drugstore.
Oh, drugstore.
I was like,
And
that's a drugstore, yeah.
and so she got me that, and it was Spider-Man and Man-Wolf and Frankenstein's monster, and I was in heaven. I was like, oh my god. This has so many things that I like in it. It just kind of broke my mind a little bit, and then I draw my own fun things into the comics, not thinking they were going to be worth something someday. So I'd be like, well, Spider-Man would fight a pterodactyl, and the pterodactyl would be here, And then of course, Stegron hit, and then I was like, oh my, this has all the things I like. But no, I just fell in love with the character. I thought he looked cool, and he did cool stuff like beat the living hell out of people. I enjoyed that part. And then when I got older and I started going through back issues and I started to appreciate the character, you fall in love all over again a second time, for the things like him not giving up.
Yeah.
I think we all wish on that level we could kind of be like Spider-Man, because I
Not
think
give up.
it's just natural human default, I guess, sometimes to just give up on something. I don't want to speak for everybody in here, because some of you may be like, I never give up. George.
Well,
I
it
don't
tests
know
your
what you're talking
character.
about."
It tests your character. Do you lift up the heavy stuff to go get Aunt May her medicine, or do you go on?
Yeah,
Dials
exactly.
you for life.
And I'd look at Spider-Man sometimes and be like, oh wow, he's doing all this in one day. I'd have already gone home.
Yeah.
I'd be on the couch watching something.
That's funny. My first introduction here, I have visuals. Let's see here. Yes. So back in 1979, Marvel Team Up Annual number 2 for the giant whopping price of 75 cents was on a spinner rack, and this looked like the coolest cover of all time. And I asked my mom to get this for me, and I got it. And this
And your mom
started me.
regretted it every day after.
And then I bought a couple of comics. They used to sell them in 3-packs inside of a bag, and you had to peel like in the middle of the bag, see what the third comic was in the middle. And it had, I think, Amazing 178, which was Art Hamilton Spider-Man. And I just fell in love with it, and I loved the Hulk as much. But then in 1981, this came along. I loved this so much. The Amazing Friends on ABC
that was my
in
regular
the morning.
watching. Yeah.
And I go back to that first comic. Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby were on Friday nights, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, along with the Dukes of Hazzard. I didn't become the Dukes of Hazzard crawl space, but or the Hulk space, but
the Roscoe space.
But that sealed my love of Marvel. What really sealed the deal, I could have gone either way. I could have grown out of, because I grew out of Transformers a little bit. I grew out of other things. But it was Marvel Secret Wars in 1984 that said, I'm here for a long time.
Somewhere there's a bunch of Transformers just sitting around thinking about how Brad used to come around and play with them, and then
well, you know what, George?
And then he stopped showing up.
I have a story for that. I found 2 big boxes of my old Transformers and I put them on eBay a while back, and I sold them piece by piece. I made pretty good money.
Damn, that's even sadder.
I know.
You found
guess
them
what?
again, and then you were
Someday
like,
this
going
is
on eBay, and those toys are just all, for one moment they were so happy. They're like, oh my god, it's Brad. Brad is back. He's going.
Brad's gonna come play with us.
Yeah, and then Brad's like,
and then you freeze like Toy Story.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, baby.
Brad's
coming. I'll never forget. I wanted my Omega Supreme so bad. It sounds like a pizza, but it was a Transformer. And it was a $40 Transformer. And someone in China bought my Omega Supreme, and it took forever to ship back to that guy. Anyway, Ryan, I appreciate you calling in. This was fun. Well, what was your introduction to Spider-Man, Ryan? Answer your own question.
So this is actually very interesting. So it's a late 1981. So I'm about 2.5, about to turn 3 here. And my grandparents had me. My mom was working, as my parents had divorced recently at that time. So there was a lot of back and forth in that. So what happened is they went to see a friend of theirs at their apartment, and we got there and like, oh, Ryan's gonna be bored of some old people talking and playing bridge, so let's put on TV. And she put on they had the 1960s Spider-Man running on one of the channels then. So I watched it, and the very first episode was him versus Mysterio. And I thought it was the most amazing, coolest thing I'd ever seen in the world. And because people always ask me, like, why is Mysterio your favorite supervillain? I said, because that was the very first Spider-Man episode I ever saw. So as of that, we ended up going to the old Browns back then. They had a spinner rack in the corner market. And we started getting the some comics. So I got that up, and then I watched the Super Friends episodes that were airing, and I really liked Green Lantern. So we'd go every couple of weeks and pick up those 2 comics. And then of course, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends started, and then of course the '82 series was going on, which introduced Daredevil in one episode as his lawyer. And then I was hooked on Daredevil, and it just kind of went from there.
Before you go, JR has one more thing. I said your fans are going to miss you, and I'll inform your fans that you're not going to join us. He says, tell that guy I said hi.
I say hi back to her.
Anyway, Ryan, thanks for calling in, and be sure to read Ryan's reviews on the front page of Amazing, or actually watch his reviews. He does video reviews.
Yeah,
on the front page.
I got some really cool ones coming up here too. So hopefully you hear them. So be with me. We got some cool episodes coming up.
Good luck on the new job, buddy.
Thank you so much, Brad, and good luck to you with the school year. George, Christina, Josh, good seeing everybody. I'll see everybody later.
See ya. Have a good one, bud. Bye.
Brad, I'm going to go and get a drink.
Hard liquor or light? Or
no, just zero sugar root beer.
Zero sugar root beer. Before, we've got 2 people waiting to join the show. I want to show this real quick while George is gone. We're going to, I want George to talk to this person. We're about to see. So if you go back to the Wayback Machine, you can look at any website, what it's looked like throughout the years. And in 1998 is when I started the site on GeoCities. I was there for 2 years, and then I bought the URL in 2000. So I must have bought it right around here. So this is the very first snapshot of what the crawl space looks like in 2000.
Oh,
there it is.
That is very, very early, like late 90s, early 2000s.
Late 90s, yeah. Root eBay seller. Oh, Steve Root original painting. Okay, I see what I did. Hey, I was writing catchy headlines even back then. The crawl space store expands. Ooh.
The store?
Yeah, I had a store where you could buy stuff from Amazon, and I get like a penny.
Oh.
Celebrating 2 years online in the crawl space. There you go. A new Daredevil miniseries is coming out with Alex Ross painted covers. Bruce has that.
Oh, yeah. X-Men movies were coming out.
Nicolas Cage as the Green Goblin is rumored to be the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie. I put that up there. They'd already cast Tobey Maguire by that point, and people were making MS Paint versions of it. Right there.
MS Paint.
There you go.
MS Paint. Adobe did exist back then.
They did, but yeah. Oh, there he is. The news you've been waiting for. Spider-Man has been cast. Daily Variety is reporting Tobey Maguire is indeed Spider-Man. There you go. And here's the guest book. And these are little links to Amazon if you want to order some VHS cassettes. And here's the poll. What actor should play Peter Parker? Scott Speedman from Felicity.
Jesus Christ.
Tobey Maguire's Cider House Rules. Freddie Prinze, She's All That. Wes Bentley from American Beauty. Ryan Merriman from Pretender. Nicholas Brendan from Buffy. Who do you guys like? Let's see if the poll still works.
The only guy I know is Tobey Maguire.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go.
I know the others, but
all right, we're gonna submit. Does the poll still work? No, the poll does not work.
Darn.
Come on, 26 years later. But anyway, that's the site in 2000. Pick a year, anybody. What do you want to see?
07.
07. Here we go. What month, Christina? What do you like? What's your
do
birthday,
May.
Christina?
Oh, January 12th.
You want January 12th? You want May?
We'll
I got one. I got a snapshot
Yep.
from January 12th.
There you go. Yep.
So this is the. How old were you in 2007?
I would have been 16.
So you just got a car on this day. Let's see what's happening. Podcast number 5 is online, everybody.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Podcast number 5.
1, 2, 3,
is
4,
so
5, 6,
alive.
7, 8, 9, 10. Our good friend and fellow podcast regular JR has released his latest article, Harry Osborn, the Goblin Prince. There you go. We're reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 536. Let's see. Podcast regular and friend of the crawl space is now in print. Our very own J.R. Fettinger is going to be in the Spider-Man author. This is his book, Web Slinger.
Oh, I got it.
Look, he does have it.
Josh
look.
is always our go-to. Like, he's always got that ready.
One of
It's on
these,
my
one of
shelf.
these
I've got
days,
that book too. He's sold at least 2 copies.
one of these days, Hornacek has it too. One of these days, I'm gonna get him to sign it.
Listen, all right, your days are running out.
I know.
Every
The memory's
day,
already gone.
every
Oh,
day we have
my.
with Fettinger is a gift. At this point, all right.
They have a
So,
first look at the Spider-Man 3 toys. Will this image work? Nope, the image is
Brad and I had so much fun hanging out last weekend. He was like, "You know what? We ought to go see JR. Let's just go see JR. How long would that take us?" And so I
12
did the
hours.
math, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this take us over 12 hours."
Wow.
And then we were like, "All right, maybe we just sit here and eat steak."
Here it's funny, Christina, you said that because this is the post where I announced the podcast right here. It's
Oh,
episode 1.
Perfect.
How neat. How neat.
Yeah.
And new reviewers announced. Crazy Chris is the new reviewer.
Oh, Crazy Chris. Yeah.
Crazy Chris was a reviewer on Amazing Spider-Man. There you go. Let's see. Josh, pick a year, and then we're gonna go to the caller. What year were you born? 2002?
Yeah,
Let's see what's your birth date?
June 6th.
June 6th. I got 5th.
That's close enough.
Let's go to the 5th. I got 2 snapshots on that day. Let's take a look. What was I doing the day you were born? The reviews are updated here.
Probably-
HP 56.
Probably something Muppets related.
Scoring was Spider-Man. What did I write? Oh, the second Spider-Man movie soundtrack. Oh, look at me.
Oh,
Yeah, I always get to say that. It's when I was born the year the movie came out.
I remember this. The Xbox people, aka Bill Gates, sent me 5 copies of the Spider-Man first movie video game to give out to people. And will this link work? Oh yeah, there it is. I had an Xbox contest. That's the only time they've ever done that. The Xbox people have not written me since 2007. Oh, here's me. Let's see if that picture still works. Yep. I was live on the news at the local theater and I interviewed
looking
our
like
morning
Bob
show
Newhart.
producer.
Whoa, Brad, you had hair.
I did have hair. Look at that. And that's our weatherman, Goblin over here. Anyway,
That's
I brought
awesome.
some of my spider toys to the movie theater and we just did a little interview. Oh, yep. There we are. There. And she is a friend of mine, lives pretty close. She is a makeup artist and worked in Hollywood, and she worked on the makeup with Austin Powers. And she lives in my town. So she did up Gary as the Green Goblin. And that was my segment, The Gadget Guy, that I did every week. So anyway, that's funny. We were at the premiere. And this was when I was in Entertainment Weekly. They gave me a quote. Right here.
Webmaster Brad Douglas.
Yeah, me and Pamela Anderson sharing the page right there. Hosted by Nexus, who ripped my wallet out of my pants and took me for everything I had.
Oh.
Screw you, Nexus. I like my new web host now. Oh, you had 3 more members to the traffic? Yeah, that'll be another $100. Anyway, we're going to go to the callers again. Here, let me remind, if you would like to join the... Oh, that's not it. Copy link. If you would like to join the show, here is the link in chat. Just click on it, and you will be in the green room, and you can join us when you like.
Be clothed.
Yes,
Be clothed.
please have clothing. McNulty, get on here. Come on. What has McNulty been on the show in 2024? Come on, Mike. Come join us. Call in, buddy.
I think
I haven't seen Mike in a long time.
seems like he was part of the Madam Web review, maybe.
Maybe. Mike, if you're
Sounds
hearing
right.
us, when was the last time you're on the show? All right, we're going to our friend Walter. What's going on, Walter? Welcome to the show, buddy.
Walter.
And I'm horizontal.
And are you wearing a crawl space t-shirt? Look at you. Hey, look at that. I'm glad you're clothed and official merch. What's going
And
on?
I even have pants on.
Well,
and
please don't stand
can-
up. I don't. Oh, I said don't, but yeah.
Oh
Cool.
my.
All right, why not? Let's full screen.
But I gotta give you a full look at the
Hey,
wonderful.
give me a
shirt.
360, Walter. Let me see the
Yeah,
spider
This is
booty.
a trap.
All
He's
right.
about to give us the full money.
My money hasn't been full in about 10 years.
I.
Oh,
All right,
that's my
good night,
fault.
guys.
That's on me.
Oh, Lord have
That's on me.
mercy.
That's my fault. I did that.
Yeah, George,
Yeah.
that was a softball pitch
That
to
was my
Walter.
Yeah.
You know he was coming back to hit you in the head.
Yeah.
Walter, again, it's not. Where are you calling from?
Greenville, South Carolina. More
South Carolina.
specifically, Woodruff, South Carolina, a little small town. Doesn't even have a comic book store, which I'm kind of happy about.
How long you got to drive to a comic book shop?
To be honest with you, probably about 45 minutes.
Mm. All right, I'm guessing you're not reading anything current at the moment.
Oh, I just come into review shows, and raise havoc in chat, and
Yep.
try to make Zach cosplay as the Green Goblin by
Oh,
shaving his head, painting
okay.
it green, painting his nose red so he could be drunk on the screen.
That's a different show. But
Yeah, it's a different show. But I don't cause too much havoc here. You know, I come on here and I'm going to say something, and Brad beats me to it every single time. He says something, I'm like, can't top that. Just can't. And just
Yeah.
like,
so what
Oh,
was
thank
your introduction to Spider-Man? We'll start with that, Walter. Tell me how you discovered the web slinger.
Well, maybe he's got questions for us.
oh, I got questions for you.
Are-
I got a review. You want to hear my review of this wonderful shirt I got?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, it's breathable cotton. Just
Oh,
you
boy.
know,
You got
you got a lot of space around the boob area.
Quit caressing
Oh, God.
yourself. What
The
are you
moves.
doing?
Okay.
The moves.
And it does fit around the arms really
Yes.
nicely. You can put a finger there.
And you did that by being a Patreon member. I know.
Yes, a Patreon.
Oh.
Put it this way, professionally done.
Very good.
I wouldn't wear it in summertime because of being a black shirt, especially
Right.
now. Because if I go outside right now wearing this shirt, I'll become a wet mop.
Oh,
You're
that's a
in a
mental image I didn't need.
Better than a dry mop. Yeah.
Hey, I could say I could come on here as a wet T-shirt contest if you wanted.
Let's not.
Josh, I'm here to make you happy.
Oh, appreciate it, Walter.
Then you should leave. And I'm just kidding.
Well,
Damn, Brad.
how I got introduced to Spider-Man, and I think I
Yeah.
told this story once before. And I'm going, well, just so you know, my birthday was just this past Sunday. I'm
Happy
56.
birthday.
Yeah, I'm
Happy
56.
birthday, Walter.
Here, we're gonna go
well-
back to the Wayback Machine. What?
Oh, Jesus, don't.
1970. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think the Wayback Machine goes back that far.
Yeah, was the internet around yet?
Here, what? Your birthday was Sunday, so that was August
Fourth.
3rd? August 4th.
No,
Let's-
third Saturday, Brad.
I
No,
know,
it
but
was
I'm
Monday.
stuck in 2002. Here, let's pick 2008, August 4th. I got a 5. Let's see what we're doing on August 5. Oh, we were having an error. Okay.
That checks out.
That was a couple of months before One More Day was pushed on
I
us.
got August. I got that's May. August 5th. Here we go. Let's see what we're doing on this day, Walter. We got spectacular reviews by AC Webb over here. Spider Girl keeps on swinging.
MTV
Spider-Girl is-
Spider-Man action figure.
Tom DeFalco has confirmed Spider Girl is safe until issue 74.
Ah. I love that series.
Whoa, what's going on over here? My goodness. Okay. Anyway,
Apparently, Brad went image searching again.
no, this is good Lord. It's from. Oh, I remember allposters.com. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I remember that. Okay. So funny crawl space moments, Walter. What do you got?
Anytime Brad, George, and JR got into a room, Brad, George, and JR walked into a bar.
Well, I don't drink, so I must have hit the wall.
I mean,
Aye.
it's always entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. The fitness guy is eating pizza.
Yeah, that's all Josh eats.
Hey, have you seen his metabolism? He deserves pizza.
I was about to say, like, what are you, like Michael Phelps? You got to eat like 3,500 calories a day.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that. I have to eat a lot. I mean, you can't see it on here, but I'm like 6'4", right? So it's just all pizza.
Wait
How
till you
tall
hit
is
your
your-
30s, Josh.
How tall is your girlfriend?
5'8".
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Very
Okay.
good, Paul. Yeah.
How tall are you again, Josh?
6'4".
I would make a joke about a drink stand right now, but I won't.
I think you just did.
About what now?
A drink stand?
What's a drink stand? Oh, I see. Oh,
Like a
I
cocktail
see.
table?
He's talking
Yeah,
about
go with that, Josh. Let's go with that.
talking about if you were at a bar, you would put the drink on your girl. Is what he's saying. I think is what he's
You
saying.
can put your drink on your girl's head. Just that
Yeah,
little-
no, elbow rest. Yeah.
Oh, an elbow. Man, there you go. That's
Don't do
that
that.
too. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Says the married man, don't do that.
You know what the funny part is? The Cross Fest started in 1998, right?
Correct. Yep.
I was 30 years old.
30 years old. Wow.
And basically 3 years away from gaining my freedom from my Green Goblin.
Oh, are you alluding to your wife, ex-wife, maybe?
Yeah, she's modeled for Spider-Man covers because anytime you see the Green Goblin on there, that's her.
I think you were attracted to her pumpkin bombs, weren't you? No. Just
Oh,
kidding.
okay.
What? Oh,
Christina,
That
I
part is-
apologize.
Oh man.
Bad part, Brad, is she didn't have any pumpkin bombs. She
Oh,
They were
had
deflated, huh? They'd already blown up.
yeah,
Oh.
she may have some key kumquat bombs, but not
Oh,
pumpkin
God
bombs.
dang. George, help me. What's going on here with Walter?
oh my goodness.
I'm taking a place of JR for tonight with White. Okay?
My God, you're not doing a good job because you remembered to show up.
Wow.
Aw,
Wow.
I can be a JR stand-in. I mean,
There you go.
the sad
All right,
part,
what questions you got for us, Walter? We're ready for you. What do you got?
Okay,
you
what
got?
questions do I have?
All right. what's
Okay, this is one for Brad. And I
All right,
always
I'm
been
ready.
Always wondering, has there ever been a point in time
up? Yes.
that you were on the verge of quitting collecting Spider-Man?
Oh, The Verge.
The verge. I didn't say quit because I know you don't, but you were like,
Oh, I've been.
one more issue.
When the writer comes to my website and accuses me of not being a fan and not being loyal or not understanding Spider-Man or accusing me of spreading
Oh, God.
hate, yeah, it was almost time for me to go. And I think we all know the writer I'm talking about.
Sorry about that, Brad.
But I remember
Didn't mean
saying
to do that
to
to you.
a few people on the site, I think I'll outlast them.
And then
And
he
I
went on
did.
for like 10 years.
You what, George?
I said, and then the dude went on for like 10 years.
Yeah, I know. What you gonna do?
I mean,
But
if-
I
Josh, what-
I
got a question.
liked Spider-Man more than I did that writer. So I mean, anyway, go ahead, Walter. What?
I got a question for Josh. I got a question for each of you.
All right, sounds good.
Hit me.
What did you get on your pizza?
Peanut butter and what else?
Okay.
50 minutes is called. They want a new reporter. Come on.
Oh.
What do you get
Okay.
on your pizza? What?
What's
To
on
be-
your tombstone?
To be honest, it's the same thing. It's the same pizza Spider-Man gets. It's the double pepperoni.
All right, hold up a slice, Josh. You're getting full screen. Hold on. There, the double pepperoni. There it is. All right.
You can't even see the cheese. There's so much meat on there.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's what I think, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Oh
what a
man.
friend we have in Jesus.
Hallelujah. Everybody say hallelujah to the spider. Yeah, anyway. All right. Well, that was riveting, Walter. What do you got for George?
I hope it's not herpes.
Oh,
Oh, it's -3.
I love you, George.
Okay, I'm ready. Go for George, Walter.
I love you, George.
Don't make me
But not in
regret
that
waking
way.
up today. Thank you.
Okay, on Facebook, we have been friends for 15 years.
My God.
Long time.
Long time, yes. Do you remember any of the 15 years? Because I don't.
Hey, this is two old guys yelling at the cloud. Literally.
oh.
I remember the like back when you not too long after you first came to the site, and then we all used to do those Skype chats.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, those are fun.
I remember that.
Just some quick FYI for people who don't know. I used to host a lot of Skype chats with the members of the old crawl space board. I used to do like 55 podcasts a week,
Jesus.
but
Walter,
there were a lot.
I think you're talking about the most fun memory of those is when the hacker came in and we called his mother.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
that was fun. I think the boy. I think I don't. The boy's probably a man now.
I think we literally heard him wet his pants when George talked to him.
Yeah. Well, Walter
George
helped
Yeah.
us get the phone number and call his mother that hacked our website. Yeah.
which was a lot of fun.
It was.
That was fun.
George, what did you say? Put your mother on the phone.
Yeah, basically, I just told him to get his mom on the phone. We were going to call the feds.
I think the best part was when I let him know that I knew who he was on the message boards, and all the topics changed. I'm sorry. Don't.
Yeah, that was funny. That was fun. All
No,
right, you
you-
got one for Christina.
Christina, now you're one of many females that have been on this show. Okay.
George, you're
If
one
you
of
had-
many men.
Many.
Yes.
Well, let's face facts. I mean, we grew up in an age, well, not Brad, but me and George did, where to have a female comic book reader was like having
A unicorn.
a diamond in a dirt mound. It was so rare. that you
Aw,
actually
Christina,
saw-
you're a diamond.
Oh,
Shine light,
It would
bright like
be-
a diamond.
In dirt.
In dirt.
endure.
Well,
The
that's
dirt,
the
aka,
men.
is
The
men.
men are the dirt. Okay,
Right.
we grew up in a time. If you saw a girl in a comic book shop, you'd be like, "Is that a dinosaur?" No, it's a girl.
It was
She's
more
out of her
rare.
territory.
It was more rare than seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How do you feel being a part of that kind of cultural change of geekdom?
I love being a part of this fandom, and not just that, I'm a big Star Wars fan and stuff too. So it has its challenges to say the least, but I love being part of it and stuff. And I've had an issue here and there where people question me why I like this stuff because I'm a woman, but it's like
Oh,
I do what I want. So
Do you like elbow him in the teeth? or-
no,
I don't
no.
understand
The
that. I
violence.
mean, I just don't get it. I don't
It's
understand.
I do understand it, Brad. I'll
Why?
explain.
Why do guys do that?
It's a misconception that a lot of
That women don't like-
males don't think that females can enjoy a male-centric entertainment.
It's I equate it very similar. I come back. I was in broadcasting for years, and female sportscasters were a rarity. But now you see more and more of them coming in, and they love sports too, and they're
Yeah, but
just as
Brad,
passionate
okay.
about sports as the guys are.
Even back then, they were more prevalent than female comic book fans.
Well,
were.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
people like Phyllis George, for example.
I mean, personally, this is the way I feel. I think there were a lot of female comic book fans, but I think they would have been more ostracized than us in high school because girls not supposed to like comic books.
Now
they're supposed to play with Barbies.
there were some up in like the Northeast.
some girls.
No,
They all migrated to Maine to get away from everybody.
Yeah.
girls that were comic book fans.
Yeah.
Because at the first conventions, they did have some girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
I-
now down south, it was unheard of. Man, down south, you never saw them. They were,
Okay.
All
my
right,
second
Walter.
part- I got one more question, Brad.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
This is specific for Katrina, and everybody else can voice in it.
Okay.
How do you feel about today when you hear, well, we have to make these comic book movies for females, like Madam Web? Okay.
I don't
Do you feel like they're pandering to you, or do you appreciate the effort?
I don't think they ever said that they were making that just for women. If you do that, you're eliminating half of your audience.
I'm pretty sure if they were making it just for women, they wouldn't have thrown in Sydney Sweeney.
I can say that I appreciate them making comic book movies that are starring women finally. I could say I appreciate that they're not always sticking the landing, but at least my gender is getting more. So most of them haven't really landed all that well, but there's been some hits. So at least my gender's finally getting something. So
I mean,
There you
the
go.
number of bad male comic book movies far outweighs the number of bad female-led comic book movies.
Well, that's because there hasn't been a lot of
Exactly.
female-centric
Right.
comic book movies.
I wasn't that big a fan of the second Captain Marvel movie. Ms. Marvel, I mean, I'm not that big a fan of. Madam Web was better than it should have been, but it wasn't needed. But
In my personal take, I mean,
Yeah.
we had Black Widow, we had Madam Web.
yeah,
All those are great characters.
yeah.
You read them in the comic books, they're like 150 degrees difference in what you saw in the movies.
Right. Madam Web does not look like what's her name?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
also, I mean, you've got that trend in Hollywood where they bring in people who have jack all to do with the character and know about the character to work on the character.
Yeah,
So
And-
yeah, by definition, they're going to be different than how they're written in the comic book because none of the people that have to write them for the movies have read them in the comic books.
I always found that interesting. Like, why wouldn't Marvel talk to a Spider-Man fan site, or why wouldn't Disney talk to a Star Wars site of people that literally study this stuff, even some for a living? Why
You
would
would
they
have
get
to
their
pay them.
opinion on it? Yeah,
I saw an interview recently about the Wolverine Deadpool movie or Deadpool Wolverine movie. And when they were talking about on that montage of going to all the variants of Wolverine, some people said, hey, maybe Patch would be good. Maybe Age of Apocalypse Wolverine would be good. Because the directors and probably some of the writers don't know all the variants. So that was where a comic book fan, I think, helped. So
well, I just got two more things real fast.
okay.
Okay, one, my health update. Okay, my cancer has stabilized. That's a good thing.
That's awesome, dude.
In September, I go to a doctor's appointment, and if it looks good, I will go to the doctor's every 6 months from that point forward.
Nice.
So I'm feeling better.
See, you're doing what we said. You fought. You're fighting that
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah. The second thing I got to say, I do appreciate you all.
Even
this
JR?
community- Yeah, I love George, even though he threatened to ban me on
No,
multiple
he said
times.
Jr.
I said JR.
Oh, and he decides to actually show up, sure. But
I mean, we have a lot of great memories together.
Yeah.
Like I said this on multiple occasions, when we go through tough times, they help get me through those tough times. I just wish you were there when I was going through my divorce from my Green Goblin.
I'm sad. I'm good. I'm good.
But thank you guys for
Yeah.
being here, and I'll be sitting in chat and maybe causing a little bit of chaos. All
Please do.
good natured.
All right.
And I
Well,
hope you
go ahead,
have
Walter.
another 25, 26 years on the internet when it's all run by AI.
I mean, we're not close to that. I mean, we're not far from that now.
What?
I'm pretty sure half the articles I see on MSN's feed are written by AI because they're that bad.
Sheesh.
Well, at least they got the sentence structure correct. Because
Hopefully,
they
some are.
No,
hopefully
they don't.
AI at least puts a hyphen in Spider-Man. Otherwise, I'm going to be triggered. You know, it's anyway.
Did you hear about Colin Kilpatrick?
No. What happened?
He's creating an AI to write comic books.
Well, it might be better than what we're getting. I don't...
Actually,
and
So
last-
far, he destroyed.
The last thing, I am the president of MSG. Makes Spider-Man great.
Okay,
As a
there you go.
movement, that's the new movement we're doing. I'm gonna have hats, shirts, and jackets, bumper stickers.
Well, LFG with MSG.
Yeah. You all have a good night. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me on.
Thanks,
See you,
Walter.
Walter.
Have a good night, buddy. See you, man.
All right.
see you, man.
All right. Always good to have Walter on. A long-time listener. All right. We also have Tylo. What's going on, Tylo? What's up, man? How are you, buddy?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
You're
Yes.
coming in good. Coming in good.
Oh,
Tell me
great.
where you're calling from.
Johnson City, Tennessee.
Tennessee, down south. All right. How'd you discover the crawl space? Tell me all about it.
It was during COVID. It was during Spider History, the drug story, actually. That's one of my favorite stories. And I was just doing research on Spider-Man, just on YouTube, scrolling around, and I found you guys and George, JR, Brad, the trio.
The
big three.
The trio. Well, the trio is forgetful. So
Yep. I'm Gary and the Frozen on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Very good. Very good. All right. So what's the question for us? What do you got?
Is there a Spider-Man collectible that you guys have always wanted but didn't get it because of money or anything like that?
Brad, I told you one while I was with you. Let's see if you remember.
Oh hell. I think George wanted Spider-Man bikini banana hammock. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding. He wanted the web shooter wonder ruse.
I had Spider-Man under ruse. No.
I don't remember, George. Tell me.
No, it's the Spider-Man video game, the Atari.
Oh, the Atari. Yes.
And also, my mom just texted me to tell me that Johnson City, Tennessee, is where my Aunt Jean once lived. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Maybe Tylo is related to you in some family tree of some sort, George.
Yeah. Do you know Aunt Jean?
I'm actually but yeah.
Aunt Jean is right here. Wouldn't that freak you out, George, if Aunt Jean just popped into the camera?
I would, because she lives far away. I would be happy to see Aunt Jean, but
all right, Tylo said, what is the rare thing that we don't have because of money? George is the Atari 2600. You can get that for like $50 now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
now
not
that
too bad
wasn't
on eBay.
that wasn't a money thing. It was just we couldn't find it.
Around to it.
Yeah.
We would have bought it, but we just couldn't find it. We found Superman everywhere. Superman was everywhere. It was like Visa. It was everywhere we wanted to be. But the Spider-Man game we couldn't find.
That's funny.
Brad,
Josh, you got one?
Yeah. I've always wanted one of these. It's RPC Studio is the company that makes these like really, really high-end Spider-Man cosplay suits. But I can never warrant getting it, knowing the birthday parties I do. Like I'm jumping and flipping and running around with kids that are 5 and tug at the suit, and I like it would just get wrecked so fast. I can never warrant it being like, okay, there's no way I'd wear like this $2,000 suit around a bunch of 6-year-olds with cups filled to the rim with juice. Like that's not happening.
Oh, man.
Brad, you had the arcade game though that you wanted, right?
The arcade game. Oh, see, I had an opportunity to buy that, but I didn't have space for it, and it's not my favorite I would pull a Bruce and rather do the pinball machine more than the
Oh yeah.
game. I thought the game was kind of weird because it had Namor in it.
Oh, is that the one with Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Had
but
Hawkeye,
Yeah.
Namor, and Black Cat.
Right.
And you had 4 joysticks around it. I think the guy wanted 5 or 6.
Now I'll
I
tell
know-
you this. Now,
Yeah.
now, Brad. I think at the time you were talking about that thing, you said also that you felt they wanted too much money for it. Which is weird because Brad will spend lots of money on literally crap.
True.
He has taken me through the spider cave. I've
Yeah.
been down there twice now.
Yeah.
And on my most recent excursion, he was pointing out how much everything cost. Box of Hulk Kleenex, $50.
Well, I mean that never comes on eBay, George. And I had to get the matching to the toilet paper. And yes, I did drop $50 on Kleenexes and $50 on toilet paper, but my nose are clean. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
well, Brad, you need to do a spider collector on yourself. You really do.
I just put up the spinner rack back here. I don't know if you guys have noticed that's new. That was
Yeah,
in my
that's nice.
living room, and I filled it up with comics.
I bet Wendy's glad to get it out.
The living room looks a little bigger without that in there.
Wasn't that holding up your TV?
No.
There's like a bunch of boxes of comics.
Oh, I remember that joke. People were talking about their long boxes holding up. That's their
Yeah.
entertainment system. I got a visual for you, Tylo. Let's see. I'm going to show you something that when I was in 1984, I would have been 9. And this is what I was on the lookout for. And it happened to be in the back of the comic for Cookie Crisp. It said, "Hey kids, look what's coming your way, free Marvel comics." And I could not find Amazing 252 for anything.
First black suit.
And I was like, oh, well, it's the first of the black suit. I'm like, if I eat 15 boxes of Cookie Crisp and I mail off, I can get issue 252 because, hey, kids, it's right there.
They were actually very small.
They are. They're little tiny little Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, they were actually small. And I remember because I had the Spider-Man one from the Cookie Crisp deal. Shocker. I ate a lot of Cookie Crisp back in the day. Like an obscene amount of Cookie Crisp. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also got some kind of Batman, Untold Legends of the Batman
Oh, yeah.
comic that was, and they were very small. They were like
Mhm.
tiny. And I
I think-
remember
I think
being
that
disappointed.
Batman one. Yeah, I've seen that.
So I mail off for this, and I'm like, oh, I hope 252 gets here. I mean, 252's in the ad. And then I go down to my mailbox, and it's there. And I open up the package. I'm like, I can read about the first appearance of the black suit. I'm so excited. And it was Amazing Spider-Man 259. It's the first issue where the red costume comes back. So I eventually went to a Comic-Con, and I got 252. But that's something
in my head.
I
I just see Brad walking down the street all dejected, kicking cans, throwing shit at the neighbor's dog.
You got the
and
Bill
being like-
Bixby theme music. Dun, dun,
just
dun,
yelling
dun,
out in the neighborhood. Cookie Crisp sucks.
Cookie Crisp. I got cavities from issue 252.
And then somebody's probably like, "Shut up and go home, kid."
I wanted a rock. I got a rock. That's from Charlie Brown's Halloween special. Christina, something you've wanted that's been out of your reach for either money or any other thing, or Spider-Man related.
The only thing I can think of right now, and I think you have one, is the Alex Ross bust of Spider-Man. I think that would be something awesome I could put somewhere. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, where did you get that, Brad? Where did you get-
Dynamic Forces did a deal with me on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
website
yeah.
for advertising, and there it was.
Yeah. I've got a pretty decent collection, but I don't know if I've got a big enough collection to do like an actual episode with you, but maybe in the future.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Got to have somebody run the camera for you.
Yeah, I
So
will.
you can talk.
I will.
That'll be fun.
I will.
What about yourself? What's something you've been after, Tylo?
Well, of course, Amazing Fantasy 15. I own
course.
every Amazing Spider-Man from 2 to present.
2 to
And
present.
then of course I own like all the runs and everything, and I have statues and just all kinds of stuff, posters. I've bought a lot of my posters off Bruce actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Me and Bruce are good buddies on Facebook and stuff. So just building the collection, but AF-15, and then of course a lot of the statues are really expensive nowadays. So I'd love to have some of those, but
I would like some original art. I don't have any original art except commissions.
I have I have some
Yeah.
commissions. I don't have any original art though.
I was looking like at Sal Buscema original art on eBay,
Yeah.
like $3,000-$4,000. I'm like, oof, I got a mortgage, yo.
Yeah, I met with Ed McGuinness, who's
Right.
been on Spider-Man recently, and he did a commission for me. It's really cool. But he had some of some original art from that recent Green Goblin issue he did, and it was really cool. But yeah, it was just a little too much.
What were you doing 26 years ago?
Killing men.
Killing a man.
Killing men for sport.
98. I think I was Spider-Man for Halloween that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Here, let's do your birthday, where everybody gets a turn at the Wayback machine. What day is your birthday, and let's pick a year.
Well, my birthday is April 9th, 1992, so that wouldn't be on there.
We haven't done. Pick a year. What year you like?
Can you do 2008?
2008, and you said April what?
9th, April 9th.
April 9th is your birthday. I got an April 7th here. Let's take a look at the crawl
do
space.
that. Let's do that.
Let's see.
Spectacular.
Oh, I interviewed Josh Keaton here for the Spectacular
Nice.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
cartoon.
Just recently met Josh over
good
the
dude.
weekend at GalaxyCon. Yeah.
Crazy Chris is doing some reviews. We got some podcasts update here. Brand new day. Here's a Steve Wacker interview. It was a 2-3-parter. He was actually nice on the air. I'll give him that.
Well, this is before One More Day hit.
Yeah.
Right before.
It was right when One More Day hit.
No, One More Day hit like around Christmas this year. It was later in the year. It was December.
Well,
This is April.
It says
So
it right here. So anyway, Michael Bailey evidently interviewed me on a podcast. JR's website's here. There we go. The infamous issues right here, Tylo.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. And interviewed this author, Steve Seffel, that did the Spider-Man Icon book.
Oh, I remember that one.
And there's a Dan Slott interview.
Yeah.
Whoa, yo, hey, yo.
Oh, there you go.
My goodness. Was I
Brad
looking
used
for
to have
traffic?
a whole section.
Marvel.com names the crawl space one of the best Spider-Man sites in 2008.
You can tell this is the Wayback machine.
And then a John Romita Jr. interview on the
Yep,
podcast. That was
John Romita Jr. was at the con I went to over the weekend too.
Tell him to return my email. I'd like him back. I remember that interview. He was going to get. This is such an Italian memory. He was in a car. Him and his buddy were going to get pizza. The pizza was on his lap, and it was talking on probably his flip phone back then.
I'm pretty. Yeah, you have that on the old episodes, don't you? I think I've watched that.
Yeah.
Listen to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an audio version.
Went back and listened to all the old ones.
You pulled a Josh. Josh went back and listened to all 800 ones.
Absolutely.
Binged it. Like,
I just want to tell Josh too. You're really an inspiration to people. I just love.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Just keep it up, man. It's awesome stuff.
Thank you so much.
Do you have an Instagram or are you posting or stuff?
Yes, actually, at Winnipeg Webhead, you can find me on there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Well, Tylo, thanks for discovering us back during COVID, back in 2020,
definitely.
man.
Brad, if you would ask JR that question for me, what collectible he always wanted but never took the chance to buy, if you would.
I will, and if I forget, we're going to be live tomorrow on Friday, and we're going to be live Saturday. If you want to ask it, and I can pop it up on the screen.
Definitely, I appreciate you guys so much.
No problem, man. Thanks for listening, buddy. Have a
Thanks,
good
Tylo.
one. See you, bud. Bye. All right. We have, again, if you would like to join on the callers, in chat is the link on StreamYard right here, and it will put you in the green room, and you can join in. I will post it one more time here. Let's see.
One more time.
There's the link right there. And I paste it. Here, let me copy this.
Josh and I are going on tour.
Why are you going on tour?
Yeah,
Daft Punk cover band.
Yep.
Well, I lost the link and I pasted it. I must have. Yeah, I know what I did. I went
Just
Brad's
like
having a
George's
senior
mom.
moment.
having a senior moment. That's what I'm doing.
Is this on the Googles?
Brad pulled a JR.
How do I download the Googles? I'm trying.
God bless. This is my last year of my 40s. I'm it's all downhill now, isn't it?
Oh dear.
Wait.
Wow.
That's right. You're gonna be 50 next year?
I am February
It ain't that
22nd.
old, Josh. Let's tone
It's
it down
half
a bit.
century.
Yeah.
I've done the website more than half of my life. That'll tell you something.
Ooh.
Anyway,
All that time just gone.
just gone. We've got 4 people waiting to chat with us, and the next person is Zach, who started the show with me on
Zach.
episode 1. What's going on, Zach?
Oh, Zach, we can't hear you.
Zach is muted, which is giving me memories.
You know what? It wouldn't be a tall space appearance without me hitting the mute button.
So
Without
everyone
some
take a
technical
shot.
problems. Yep.
Yeah.
What's going
Me
on,
and
sir?
the-
Calling from Dallas, or not Dallas, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Houston,
yeah.
Texas. That's right.
Moved 640 miles and never left the state. So yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So memories. 18 years ago, we started a podcast. What's your fond memories, sir?
Oh man, I was trying to think of like specific ones. I remember when George called in on the 100th episode and sang "Happy Birthday" in the style of Marilyn Monroe. That was fun.
Wow.
Talking about the hack. I think the audio from that night was passed around like a bootleg.
It's on one of my hard drives somewhere. I do remember that.
I've got it somewhere too. So that was entertaining. That poor kid. You and George interrogating him. Let's see. Other than that, like, helping accidentally create a Spider-Man comic through innocently asking if Jonah was going to have a confrontation with Peter on Friendly Neighborhood.
On the
Peter
interview
David.
with Peter David. Yep.
Yep.
I remember that.
Twice, because they did that twice.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, but to Zdarsky, but the first one was better. But other memories. Let's see. Obviously, the Skype chats were always a fun, wild time. The old call-in shows were a lot of fun, especially with the green room back in the day.
That was Skype, wasn't it?
Yeah, we would do it on Skype. We'd
Yeah.
have a separate room, and that would be like going nuts and crazy, kind of like how you guys do with the.
This is much
the
easier
live
now.
chat.
Just click on the link.
Oh, I know. Post a link, click a link. So
yeah, exactly.
but yeah, no. Just like there's so many memories, so many people. Hi, Christina. I've never met you, but I'm Zach. You're a girl after my own heart. I'm a '90s show kid. That's how I started. My very first comic was Spec 223, April 1995. So almost 30 years now. I've been reading comics, which makes me feel old. So. But Brad's like, oh yeah, that's just like last, I don't
when we
remember
did
how
that
long.
very first show, were you on a landline? What were you on? How did I connect you?
Kevin was on a landline.
Okay.
I was on a cell phone. I had just moved from my little town to Amarillo and was living in my own apartment. And yeah, that's how we started. And then I probably did that for like the first 20 something episodes. Yep. In fact, during the Dan Slott interview, after we finished, I was at a Cowboys game with my dad, and you texted me something, and I went to flip my phone, and literally the second half of my phone flew 4 rows down in the old Texas Stadium. So my dad's like, I opened my phone, and my dad and I just watch it just fly. Luckily, there wasn't like many people there yet because we got there super early. Because my dad was like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "I'm talking with the future writer of Amazing Spider-Man." And if that had been anybody else, they've been like, "Really?" But my dad was like, "Oh, that's so cool," because my dad, grew up reading the original comics in the '60s, and when I told him how much those are worth, he about had a 5th heart attack. So,
What's your question for us, Zach? What do you got?
Is there, other than Steve Ditko and John Romita, is there anybody that you desperately want to interview?
Todd McFarlane, who will be joining us hopefully in September.
Oh, wow. You got the McFarlane interview.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That'll be
That's
fun.
fun.
I've been after him for a long time. Yeah.
You finally found the right PR person to
I finally went down the right rabbit hole. Josh, you got a favorite person that would be fun to interview?
Oh, man. Obviously Stanley. I know you guys have actually been. I came so close. I was 13 at the time, and I was in Toronto, and it was the last time he was coming to Canada, and I so badly wanted to meet him, but the prices there were like my entire allowance. So wasn't able to go meet him there. I did hear him snore though.
Snore?
Yeah. So my brother and I went up because there was no line. I was like, how is there no line right now? And we got there and the security guard's like, Stanley's having a nap. And I was like, oh, okay. And then just heard him snore in the background. I was like, close enough for my Stanley
Dude.
cameo.
When you're
Josh is
90,
"Here's
you need a
100. Can I
nap.
watch him sleep?
Can I watch him sleep?
Can I just
Yeah,
watch
50
his-
bucks.
Can I
50
just
bucks.
watch
Everybody
his
gets a
chest,
chance to
right?
watch
Yeah.
Stanley sleep.
Keep
Just put him in a glass
he can stay
case.
asleep. Yeah, keep his sunglasses on. I'll just come beside him, take a photo.
Put them in a glass case, let people just walk by.
Stanley, George, what's someone you would love to interview?
I got nothing because you don't ever let us interview people on here. It's always you.
Yeah. Why is
Frank
that?
keeps
Brad?
everyone for himself.
Although the last person that I did interview, comics related, was Stan Lee.
Well, there you go.
Back
Was that
in
for,
back at the old Hero Realm days.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Hero Realm.
I think
Christina,
that was
someone you want to talk to?
2001, 2002.
I would have loved to have met Stanley, but unfortunately, I never got the chance to. Somebody to interview. I was gonna say what George said too.
Did
I've
everyone
seen-
watch Steve Ditko take a nap? I mean, I mean,
That's dark, Jomo.
I mean,
Jesus
playing off of
Christ.
Josh's Stanley nap story.
I know you've interviewed Mark Bagley before, but I think another interview with him would be cool to chat to see all of his recent work and stuff.
That was an
so.
in-person interview. That was at a
Yep.
con, I think, in Tulsa. That was a fun one.
Yep.
Oh, Gleason.
Patrick Gleason would be good.
Yeah.
My God, he's on my watch. I love that.
Stan Lee was the only person that called me Georgie that I didn't want to immediately gut.
Well, there's a quote.
With the Bowie
Uh,
knife.
Zach, what's your answer? What's the answer to your own question?
Well, I'm actually looking forward to because John Romita Jr. and Tom DeFalco are coming to Baytown, which is where I say Houston, but technically I'm in Baytown.
Okay.
And they're coming at the end of the month for a small little con, and I'm gonna get to interview them and have them sign my very first comic.
Which was
Spec 223. I even got visual aids for you, Brad. There you go. This
Oh,
is-
nice. Did Romita Jr. do the art in that one?
It was Sal in the front, but Romita Jr. did the backup story, which was actually the story of how Ben Reilly got his name.
Oh, that's
So.
okay. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Before you go, Zach, let's play a little game. What's your birthday?
December 28th, same as Stan's.
December 28th. Pick a year.
Oh, let's go 2013.
2013, December 28th. I got a 26. Let's take a look at this. What were we doing on the site there? What was happening in 2013? Oh, there you go.
Well, it was at least WordPress.
It was WordPress. This isn't loading for some reason. A message from Shashan. Oh, Santa Sean. Okay, Bertoni evidently did that. Crawlspace Christmas. George put up this. Oh, I guess. Oh,
yeah,
of
there it
course.
is.
Of course. There you go, George. You put up a Christmas greeting for us. Very nice. Oh, there's Shashan.
Oh, that's
there's
from the Greg Weisman.
that's spider balls. For your tree.
I found out, Greg, by the way, I found out Greg Weisman's a huge Shashan fan. That's why he keeps featuring her in everything he writes Spider-Man related.
Oh my God. Look at Miley Cyrus on Spider.
Whoa.
The
Wow.
posing of
I
that
came
is
in like a spider ball. Oh,
Oh my
we got Eddie doing the collectors. What is
Yeah.
this? Okay.
Huh.
Donovan did spider art of the day. I remember that.
yep.
Podcast 267 came out. Oh, Steve Weicker kissing a crawl space picture.
That was at San
Yeah.
Diego. I was there for that one.
Crazy Chris reviewed Superior Spider-Man, the Wayback Machine again, Thunderbolts annual #1 review, Scarlet Spider, the Crawley Awards. Oh, we did one of those.
Oh, we did multiple. Well, there were several of those, but not. I think you only did it on like the podcast, maybe once or twice.
Top 10 list of missions. Oh, CVR did a top 10 Spider Writers.
Oh
They
God,
listed
yeah, I remember that.
those three. We've got Mighty Avengers. Kevin reviewed that. We got a review of the animated series.
We've been doing that for my Patreon, and I forgot how bonkers that series was.
Oh yeah,
But
it's insane.
it's unintentionally hilarious.
But anyway,
Oh, Superior
that
Foes.
is
Superior Foes.
Superior Foes
Oh.
number 6. And George, you liked that one. I remember you did. All
That was
right,
good.
Zach, thank you for helping launch it 18 years ago. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Have a good one. See you later.
You too.
See you, buddy.
Bye. All right. We also have I Speak and He Appears. We got Mike. Welcome.
I have returned.
Have you been on 2024 is the question.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I think I was on a couple episodes of before. I mean, my work schedule has been keeping me off and all this stuff because me being a West Coast guy, you guys being basically 2 hours ahead of me, it's like it's trying to coordinate and stuff like that. I'm like thinking, because not that I don't watch you guys and everything like that, on occasion and stuff. And I have been
on, dude.
oh yeah, and I have been following. I don't want to spoil anything right now for what I'm currently thinking of the current crop of issues, because I know that's coming up for you guys. Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
So I'll bite my tongue for the moment.
Very goblin centric. I'm curious what JR is going to say if he'll show
I
up.
am too. Especially the last one where supposedly it was the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
We paid a whole. How much do we pay for a page? A $5 issue. One of them is just the font.
I know.
The end.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's really, is it really though? Is it really the end of Zeb Wells' run? Not real. I mean,
it's not
real.
No,
not yet.
We still got
the letters.
more.
He's sticking around like herpes.
I know. It's just like,
-3.
Although
There's
then
no
again,
cream to get rid of Zeb
he's getting his Deadpool Wolverine money now, so he's probably got which is so he's like that's not like he needs a gig. So at this point, so
refresh me. Calling in from Washington, if I remember correctly, is that right?
That is correct. Yep.
All right. And 18 years ago, let's do 26. 26 years ago, what were you doing?
I was this is going to really age me. I was a junior in college.
Okay.
So basically studying.
And a contract killer.
You've heard of Leon. Well, this is McNulty. Yeah.
Yeah. Studying basically for my English major at the time. You see. So and I think what was going on, let's see, it's like if at the time, I think I actually took a break in terms of the comics at the time, because interestingly enough, that was probably around the time when they had the whole business where they did where they decided to cancel Amazing at the time and then relaunch it. Yeah, which was like, and then I'm like, I'm curious what's going on with this. And then that's when, of course, I think that's when you find out that Mary Jane blows up in a plane, and you're like, I think I'll skip this for now.
She got better.
Yeah, it got better. Yeah, and so it's just like it was one of those things. Yeah, it was it was a dark times, basically back then.
And you probably said this story before, but how'd you discover the website? And the
okay. Oh my gosh, I think I discovered the website actually through I think it was actually some of JR's articles, because I was just curious. I mainly just blindly surfing around the internet and just typing in, doing a Google search of Spider-Man. It's like, because mainly I was just kind of curious as to, in terms of like, trying to get back into this little hiatus and what was going on. And I think I stumbled upon JR's like Spidey Kicks Butt stuff, which linked over here to Crawl Space, and seeing everybody, palling around there, decided to, go, basically like was lurking around on the old message boards, decided to put my hand in the ring. And then basically doing a lot of, basically just commentating on stuff like this. George,
when did you join the site? What year was that? You remember?
Oh my gosh, I think that I joined the site probably back, I don't know if it was like 2000. I think it was
2008.
I think so. Okay. Yeah, but it was shortly after that, and then I think back in I think it was like
I rescued McNulty from the hellscape that was the old CBR forums.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because I was getting into because when I was over in the CBR forum, basically getting into verbal spats with Dan Slott and Steve Wacker over there.
Trust me, you weren't alone. Yeah.
Oh no, it was one of those things. But
Get in
yeah,
line.
it was one of those. It was one, but I think it was some of those. And because of the fact I basically articulated myself well, is that you guys invited me to be one of the Amazing Spider-Man reviewers on the site. And
What was your first podcast like? When did you remember what
I
happened
was
there?
on a home cordless phone. It wasn't even a cell phone. It was just more like one of those like old, and it was like a size of like a brick. It's
Okay.
like, that's why it sounded so great. In terms of like the
What year was that? What
that
year
was in 2012, and you guys were doing the review of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 film.
with Andrew Garfield. Okay.
With Andrew Garfield, pretty much, and pretty much at that point, everyone pretty much, I think, was at that was a point where pretty much everyone thought, oh, this is pretty much the end here. We're never going to see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man again. Little
I was
did
at
we
your
know.
house, Brad.
Yep.
When we did that show.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's,
at
yeah,
Brad's
yeah,
house,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so, because you guys both saw it, because I think you guys both did. You guys both see it
I
together?
didn't see it. I didn't
Oh,
see
you
it.
didn't
Brad
see
had
it.
already
Okay.
seen it. I
Right.
just drove into town and was like, yeah, here I am.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean,
I,
no.
I,
here
I
I
think I
am.
saw it earlier in the day, and I think maybe
Entertainment.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where you literally just realize it's like, oh my God. Yeah, because I think that was the point where, which is interesting, funny. It's weird because if you look at back then, because that's also when the MCU was starting to take off too with the Avengers. And now if you look at what the MCU is now versus where, like, well, if you look at the state of, I guess comparably what Spider-Man stuff is like, it's kind of a it's interesting flip there, I think, in
To
a way.
quote
but-
Deadpool, welcome to the NCU. You're getting in at a low point.
A low point. Yep. 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 Sure
Well, especially
enough.
what was that? 2014. We had like Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy.
I
coming
know.
up, and-
Yeah. It's like, and you're like, what happened? It's like, it's like,
Oh, I know
yeah,
what
it's-
happened.
Yeah, we all know what happened. Yeah. And I think that was also, I think shortly after that, I think it was a couple of years later. That's when we got the Sony leaks, which
That
is
was
fun.
so
George
much-
and I were doing on that.
I will never
So
forget
I
you
read that.
doing the articles on the front page about the Sony leaks. That was crazy.
Yeah. And I know there were some guys who were basically saying that there's no way this is real. It's like, oh no, it is. And it's like, because but yeah, no, George and I were working on that together. I think we poured hours into that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
it's like,
Nolte
that
was actually writing it up for the front page. I was just bringing up stuff for the podcast. But yeah, we went through there.
oh yeah. And it was just, yeah, you're trying to dig through some of those, thinking back on that, trying to dig through all that.
Couple rando thoughts.
Rando thoughts. It was
God.
thinking they want to have Spider-Man be a mutter.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
That's
Besides,
what kids are doing these days. They're all mutters.
They're all mutters and doing like extreme sports and everything. It's like, oh,
do you have a
yeah.
funny crawl space memory, Mike? What you got?
The first time I was on Spider Jeopardy
Okay.
and lost over the.
Oh, you had like negative 60 points here. Was that one?
Well, it was. I even remember the question where I lost at. It was essentially it was a question involving, I think it was a Spider-Man Conan team up that I think you threw in, George, and who was the villain who fought him?
Cool and Gath, yeah.
Yeah, Ghoul and Gath. And I tried to put Dulce Doom, except I forgot his name, so I put Snake Sorcerer, who was killed
Yeah.
with the Conan. It was literally, that was my answer. And it's like,
I think I called you out for that.
oh yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
I-
Yeah.
Now,
I
did
was like,
Spider-Man ever
nerd.
team up with Conan, or because I know he fought that
It was
one?
like a red. I think it might have been Red
Talking
Sonja. Actually, that might have
Yeah,
been it.
Red Sonja was Mary Jane, and Cool
Yeah.
and Goth was in the X-Men. Claremont
Yeah.
wrote that.
Cool and Gath was in a lot of stuff
Yeah.
back in the
But-
Is that a Marvel character or is that a Conan character?
Well, he was done back when Marvel had the license for Conan.
Okay.
I think the first time he showed up might have been in Red Sonja and not Conan.
Okay.
Yeah. It
I
might have been
think.
It might have been a Red Sonja team up actually, because I'm thinking because that's usually how.
Well, the
always-
the
yeah.
Red Sonja team up was. I think that was where the question came
Mhm.
because Mary Jane
Gets
Red
possessed
Sonja
by
kinda
Red
possessed-
Sonja. Yeah.
Mary
Yeah.
Jane's body.
Mm-hmm.
By John Bernhardt. Young
Mhm.
young boy will never forget that. I won't. It's in my brain. That chainmetal bikini. Good Lord.
Mhm.
Mike, you got a question for any of us?
I do, and I've actually
All right.
got one. It's actually one for all of you, and it's
All right.
it will be a relatively easy one, I'm sure.
We're starting with Christina. You answer it first, Christina.
Okay.
You're up.
Actually, it's going to go for all of you. So,
Sounds
Kai,
good.
Christina, nice to see you again. There are two. It's actually a two-parter. What was the first time? And this can apply to not just comics, but any Spider-Man related media, in which you legitimately laughed and legitimately cried.
I can tell you right now from memory, when I saw Spider-Man 3 in theaters, I was literally laughing tears of joy when Peter was telling MJ not to leave him on the bridge in the park. I don't know why. I was literally laughing tears. I was just laughing at that. And that's probably the first time I remember crying and laughing at that at the same time. It was so funny when I saw that. So
Okay.
That's pretty good. Josh, what you got?
The laughing, honestly, it was probably Andrew Garfield's movies. I thought his quips were really good. The crying, both times Aunt May died in the comic. In the Insomniac game, and then in the movie there.
There
No
you
Way
go.
Home.
Yeah.
George?
I can't think of anything that made me cry from the comic. I mean, there's sentimental moments, sure, but I don't know. From the movies, I teared up several times during No Way Home. There were lots of little things where I was like, oh, God, oh, I got verklempt.
My laughter is Amazing Spider-Man 267. Here come the commuteth.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Here comes the commuter. Not here
Commuter,
comes the
that's
commuteth.
Peter David written story where Spider-Man chases a crook out to the suburbs and he can't swing anywhere.
I think it was the commuter cometh.
That's it. But the little girl and that story in particular even has even more of a fond memory to me because Whip Studios on YouTube used to animate and get voice actors.
Oh, yeah.
And they had JR do the Goblin, and he contacted me. He wanted me to do the old married guy that was yelling at Spider-Man.
It's the part you were born to play, baby.
Oh, shut up. and then my wife Wendy did the wife yelling at the husband, and my daughter, who was all of 4, did the little voice of the little girl talking to Spider-Man. Like, are those underoos? It's like such a cute little audio. So that made me laugh out loud, and then to do the voice acting for it years later. Something that made me cry. It got me tearied, and it wasn't in a comic. It wasn't a movie. It was the part with Sally Field, and Peter was being a jerk to Sally Field, Aunt May, and talking about my parents this, my parents that, and she goes, "You're my boy.
My boy.
You are my boy."
That was the best.
I'm like, hell yeah, Aunt May.
That was one of the best scenes in the entire film.
And Sally Field is a great actress. And
that film didn't have a lot of good scenes.
But that Aunt May scene was great, in my opinion. And it just got me right in the gut. And very similar to where Marissa Tomei in No Way Home with the great power.
Yeah.
And all of it, all the complaints I've had of the Tom Holland movies of, well, the origin, what's up with this? And I'm like, oh, the origin of the words come from Aunt May in this variant. I get it. And that's a neat little take. If it's not repeating 2 previous movies, it's a different take on it.
Yes.
And Aunt May dying by the hands of Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. I thought that got me. Mike, what's the answer to your own question?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the one that made me cry first.
Yeah.
I was 7 years old, and back then it was basically on the basically on TV. They used to do in syndication where I lived. In California, they used to do a thing where they showed all the Nicholas Hammond movies, right? Yeah. And they had a trailer which was more like an extended scene for, I think it might have been Spider-Man and the Chinese Web.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was because he looks like he's fighting some guys, he's fighting some like ninja things, and there's a moment where he looks like he falls, and then his mask somehow comes off. And when I saw that as a kid, I was like bawling because like, no, you can't have Spider-Man, his secret identity is exposed, and he thought it was going to be over and everything. When you're a little kid, you don't understand this stuff and everything like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And it's like, and I think it was even my mom was like, it's okay. He'll be fine.
Yeah. That reminds me of when Infinity, I told this to George just the other day. When Infinity War came out and Spider-Man was turned to dust, several kids know that I love Spider-Man in school.
Yeah.
Is he coming back? Is he really dead? Is he dead? Like, I have a suspicion that Spider-Man will come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, do you know a connection? A little trivia, if you like Star Trek. What's the connection between the Chinese web and Star Trek?
Oh my gosh. I want to say, for whatever reason, I think it totally is just going to be wrong because it's been years since it's been so long since I've actually seen this thing.
Yeah.
Was Leonard Nimoy in that or was or
more
DeForest Kelly?
deep, more TNG,
more deep cut than that? Oh
no,
gosh.
Next Generation Deep Space Nine cut.
Oh, that far back. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I got the image up if you're ready.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So Rosalind Chow played the love interest in that episode.
Oh, okay.
She ended up playing Miles O'Brien's wife in Deep Space Nine. So
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. Yeah.
Connection.
Okay. So that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or the Dragon Challenge or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, so as for the moment that made me laugh, it's kind of like it's a little bit of a slight. I mean, it's a slight cheat because it wasn't in like it was basically when I was in track and field, there was a guy, one of our guys who was one of our teammates. He had a Wizard magazine, and he was flipping around everything like this, and he had a page open to the page where they showed Ben Reilly in the Spider-Man costume back when he was basically supposed to be replacing thing. And my initial reaction was, oh, they changed his costume again. And he just started cracking up. And we both did because we kind of realized that, oh,
are you talking about the one that eventually became Spider-Girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we both saw, when we both saw that, I just made a crack about it, how it's like, oh, he changed his costume again. And he's like laughing, like, you know what? Realized I was a fellow comic book nerd. And it's like, kind of, and we kind of shared a bond thing. We started just going back and forth about nerding out of a bunch of stuff and everything.
That's fun.
And so
at least you had a friend in high school that collected comics. I didn't have that.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
It was one of those things where you just like, and I think he kind of appreciated the fact that the fact that what made him laugh was that when I made the comment, it's like, it shows like, oh, you really keep up on this stuff. So it's just like, I was like, oh, that's, yep. And so yeah, it was like, that was
like, you're damn right I do.
Yeah, right.
I drop my $1 quarter every month on Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Now I drop my mortgage payment to Spider-Man.
Yeah, nowadays it's
$5.
Oh yeah, it's like this.
Mike, we're happy to have you on the show, man. I wish you would come on more often.
I do too. Yeah, it's just like I said, but
Killing you.
Hopefully the schedule thing will work out. Anything, but it's not like I don't keep track of you guys, and I'm still, of course, on Discord and everything like this, and and yeah, like I said, I mean, I am eagerly waiting for your guys' take on the last 3 issues because dang,
tomorrow night, we're reviewing 3 issues, and then we're going to Patreon.
Okay, yeah. And then
we got 3 Spider Histories on Saturday night,
where George will read a better comic, I'm sure, or talk about one, because I think you're reading a late Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Yeah. And doing that. So
I have not read 7 yet.
Okay.
I'll go to pick it up on Saturday and read it before we do the Patreon show.
I've
read 6.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing I will say, 7 gets. I mean, it does get pretty interesting in terms of what actually what the little a couple developments there. That's all I'll say.
Oh, before you go, Mike, we didn't play the game. What's your birthday?
Birthday's August 20th.
Oh, pick a year.
Oh my gosh, what year hasn't been picked yet? Let's see. You know what? Let's go with there's like a lot of black here that I'm noticing there in. Let's go with 2005.
2005, August 20, you said. Oh,
yep.
lots of Here, we'll do the 19th. I got the 19th.
That will be close enough. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. What was happening on the site on your birthday in 2005? I got the old logo up there.
Oh,
Happy
yes.
7th birthday to the crawl space.
Mhm.
Oh, I had to deal with Dynamic Forces. They would put ads up there. And if I
Okay.
put links, I remember that. Peter David comes to the crawl space. Friendly neighborhood writers agreed to do an interview with the
All
crawl
right.
space. So that was one of our first celebrity interviews.
This is the Black Cat miniseries. Oh, God.
Kevin Smith finally finishes the Black Cat mini. That's funny. He took
and
like
I
2
don't
years off, didn't he?
I think so, and it wasn't really worth the wait. I mean, it really
What is his quote? It only
Oh
took
my
3
God.
years, but Kevin Smith has turned in his final script for the Black Cat mini. He posted on his message board that, quote, and while I have zero defense for my lateness, particularly when folks like Bendis turn out great stories in multiple books on a monthly basis, I will say this, it's a much better story now than would have been had I completed it in 02. Judge that for
really?
yourself when it comes out, or don't believe me. I'd understand if folks were like, F him for making me wait 3 years. I ain't buying it.
Wow, that really sells it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you don't understand what a big deal that was, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Yeah. At the
back
time.
in the day. I mean, it
Yeah.
looked bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What do we got?
And
We got.
It's funny he's saying that Bendis is turning books on time too. I think that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious. It's like
I was looking for reviewers. The other. There was an interview on the website about the other
gosh.
crossover.
Yeah.
Peter Davids is launching the Friendly Neighborhood book. What have we got? Spider-Man versus the Hulk.
The debut of Billy Tan.
Let's see. Old school Marvel collectible. Some of these don't load anymore. Spider Food. Spider Priest. What is this?
What?
Oh, why I never discussed
Jim
Spider-Man.
Owsley.
I've read that article. I've read that.
About Jim Owsley. Okay, because that's when when he's writing to Christopher, Christopher Priest. Yeah.
That's a trip down the Wayback machine.
Oh yeah.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you guys. See you
Talk to
guys.
you, man.
Thanks for having me on. Have a
See you,
good
bud.
and happy anniversary guys. Hopefully it keeps going. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Hopefully I can get back on, do some more with you guys.
At least get you in by Christmas to get the gift exchange, and
At least, yeah.
and
hopefully.
November for the Spider Jeopardy. Hopefully.
All right. Okay.
Sure, man.
All right. See you
See you,
guys.
bud. Bye.
Bye.
Brad, how come we didn't do Spider Jeopardy last year? I remember why it was delayed, but then
You got sick, and
I
then
got
Ava
sick, and
Ava
then-
got sick,
and then
I
I
was
think
just
Ava
like,
got the COVID,
Ava got COVID, and I just couldn't do it.
and then
And and then Christmas happened, and life.
I figured
Yeah.
it was just because you wanted to be champ for 2 years.
Well, I have been champ for 2 straight years, in case you're wondering.
I don't think you can count the second year.
I
if
think
if
I
we don't
won it
actually
in
have a competition.
2023, and I won it in 2022 and 2023. This is 2 years of my win streak being.
No, you didn't win it the year before. You were a co-champ the year before.
No,
as
I
recall.
won it clear and straight for 1 year.
Brad's like Dwight in The Office, or is like assistant regional manager. No, assistant to the regional manager.
And by the way, you used the exact same thing I just did, which you won it one time and then you didn't play again.
Yeah, undefeated.
I've
George is
never been
undefeated.
defeated though. That's,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
that is truth.
Oh my gosh! All right. We have another caller. We have Vicman. What's going on, Vicman? Welcome. Buddy.
Hey, Vicman.
Greetings,
Up.
Vicman. You're calling from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, correct.
Sweet. And you discover. I know you're probably repeating yourself, but how'd you discover us all those years ago?
I discovered you guys in 2013. It was an episode of Spider History.
Okay.
It was the spider that haunted Octopus. It was the one where the ghost of the quote unquote ghostly image of Hammerhead was had come back.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Yep.
goofy, but a fun one.
Yeah.
Aunt
that's
May
the
gets
one where-
it's a nuclear island, isn't that what? And,
No, this was after that, but this was the one where Peter and Ock share a bucket of chickens.
oh, that's
You
right.
remember?
Yeah. Yep. Hey,
Right.
I went down to the local KFC and got a bucket. Let's eat some wings, Ock. You got a fun crawl space memory, Vicman? What do you got? Anything fun that
Well,
sticks out?
actually, it's funny because I noticed behind you, it looks like you have the box of the '90s cereal.
I do,
Is
right
it-
over there. It's the Salbucema cereal is what I call it.
Yes.
I'll screen myself. Yep, right over my shoulder. There's the cereal. It's uneaten. It's uneaten. I bought it off eBay with the box still sealed.
And it's funny because and again, Spider Jeopardy has come up a couple of times because I remember that was actually one of the questions one year about the marshmallows. Yes, and you
I messed it up.
you had a fit because you got that one wrong.
I did.
That
I think I
became
bought
like
the
a
cereal
running.
right around. Yeah, I think I bought the cereal right around there. George, do you remember the question? It was like, what were the web marshmallows? I think is what it was.
I think like the question was like, what were legitimately marshmallows from that cereal and what wasn't.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
And that became like the running joke for the rest of that thing, where you were so mad that you.
I was pissed.
That's every Spider Jeopardy. Brad gets upset about the question.
Well, I wasn't mad about the last one. I'll tell you right now.
And then every time somebody asks a question or every time somebody gets something wrong, Brad gets exasperated and goes, "Bobby Blowfish!" or screams out.
Don't yell blowfish. What do you? This is not a James Bond podcast. What do you?
No, literally, that was one of the questions. That was one of the answers from one of the questions. It was a wrong
Spider
answer.
Ham?
Yeah, no, it was Spider Girl, and she was watching Spider, like a Dark Knight Rises thing, but about Spider Ham. And the question was, who was the sidekick? Who was like helping start the Spider Mobile? And the answer was Anya, the Angel. I can't remember, but yeah, one of the answers was Bobby Blowfish, and you were like, Bobby Blowfish. So every time somebody would get something wrong later, Brad would be like, "Oh, well, you didn't get Bobby Blowfish. I'm over here getting Bobby Blowfish."
Bobby Blowfish. Bobby
was
Blowfish.
He does that every time, though.
Yeah, you're really good at answering other people's questions.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
am. I guarantee
There was one time where like someone got a call to love question. You were like, "Well, I know that," and George, well, it's not your damn question. Shush.
Yeah, that was.
Sometimes you got to get Brad back in the lane.
What are you, a driver's ed teacher? What are you doing?
Signal, Brad. Signal.
Well, Vicman, what question you got for us? What do you want to know?
Well, I'm not sure if somebody had asked this because I was going to ask if you remember what one of your first Spider-Man toys was as a child. Because I can, at least I do have a.
Mine is within reach.
Mine is visual reference as well.
Here we go. We got the Mego Spider-Man.
I
This was
also
my
had-
very first
I also had that.
Spider-Man toy.
That was my first, and my second was some kind of set that had Spider-Man, Green Goblin, and Mary Jane as like little yellow mold figures. And
Were they cardboard?
No, they were plastic, like they had been poured into a mold.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said mold. And they came with a tube of webbing, and you could take the webbing and kind of squirt it out of the tube, but like connect it to something, and then drag it down and make a web, and then stick the characters in the web.
The Web Maker, I think might have been called.
I don't remember.
Vicman, I recognize that. That's the 90s Marvel superheroes.
Oh yeah.
I love those suction cup hands, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you get the Venom one? Was hard to find. There was two Venom on one. One had a little squeeze ooze that came out. I remember I had to buy that on a con. But Josh, what's your first Spider-Man toy that you ever got?
First Spider-Man toy. I think the one I can remember. I remember for Christmas one year, I got the Marvel Action Titan Hero series, and it was like a 6-pack, and it came with like Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Spider-Man. And when I opened it up, I was disappointed because it was the armored Spider-Man suit. Like it was like the silver one. I had to go out and buy my own actual red and blue proper Spider-Man suit.
I remember those. They were a little bit taller than the Legends, weren't they? They were like Barbie size.
Yeah. It was like 12. It was about a foot, 12 inches. Yeah, that might have been my first one, I think. Well,
Josh had a 6-pack. That was his first. Christina, what's your first spider toy?
I don't have it with me. It's in my room on the wall. The first thing I remember ever getting was a Spider-Man 3 Venom action figure. It's still in its package on my wall in my bedroom. That's the first thing I remember ever buying. So
I remember they had like limited edition ones with Walmart or something. There was a silver one. I remember those. They were smaller than Legends too, which I didn't like at the time. I remember they made them really small.
the one I have is like bigger than that. It's maybe like this big. And it comes with a sticker on it. So
okay, that's cool. All right, Vicman, do you have any other questions you want to ask us, or you want to play the Wayback game?
Well, I guess we can do the Wayback thing.
Okay, so let's pick a year first, and then we'll do your birthday. So, what year you like?
Well, I want to pick a year where I was actually following the podcast.
Okay.
So I kind of want to do 20. Has anyone asked 2014?
Nope. Let's go. And your birthday? Okay. What's your birthday?
Halloween.
Well, the closest I got it. You want November 2nd or you want October 18th?
You could do November 2nd.
November 2. All right. One snapshot of it. Let's see what was happening in 2018. Ooh, I got a new logo up there.
I remember that logo.
Wanted female podcast panelists. There you go. Christina, back in 2014, you could have applied. There you
Oh, darn.
Oh man,
that's
I
funny.
think that's when we got Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah.
I think that's right because Stella had
after.
quit by then, and yeah. Let's see. What do I say? I'm wanting to add a female panelist to our podcast. The ideal person has a basic knowledge of Spider-Man and a great personality. Likes to take long sunlight walks on the beach. No, they also need to buy both issues of Amazing Spider-Man each month so they can discuss the issues on the show. If it's something that sounds fun, please email me. So there you go. Let's scroll down. Marvel Knights Spider-Man motion comics. Adobe Flash is no longer supported. Oh, Twip Studios. I was just talking about that when they did the YouTube podcast 336. Team up Friday Night Fight, George, where the Man Thing Spider-Man fight. I remember that one. Oh, look at her, a little cosplay Firestar. Oh, so cute. Oh, I forgot about the Spider Kids sec. Oh, I'm going down another rabbit hole. Hold on, Vicman.
Oh, here we
Let's
go.
see the Spider Kids. Those are always so cute. I forgot about these little guys. Are they going to load or is it going to take a minute? Come on. Oh, look at him. Look at that one. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Oh, so cute.
I think one of them was a cake.
Oh, so cute. Oh, look at that little guy. Anyway, here we're going to go back to Vinkman's date. Okay, let's see it. Sony, Spider-Man, and a Glass Ceiling by George Berriman. From badassdigest.com comes the following plans for a Spider-Man character to get their own movie. You talk about the Black Cat, Silver Sable, Spider-Girl, Silk. None of those movies have come out yet, George.
We've been saying that for years. It's like, Sony can say whatever they want to. What they can actually make is different.
Spider Marriage teaser. Entertainment Weekly got a nice teaser. What do you think? Renew your vows. Dan Slott talks to CBR. Oh my. Spider Girls #1. I forgot about these segments. Yep. Interview with Mark Bagley. I'm going to interview Mark Bagley at the Tulsa Wizard Comic Con. What would you like me to ask him? I remember that. Oh, that's a fun picture of Stan.
Yep.
Marvel Live press event. Doctor Strange. Oh, they announced all these movies at this. George did this.
Yeah, I remember that.
They announced an Inhumans movie. I remember that.
That went nowhere.
This must have been one of the times George was laid off and had a lot of time on his hands.
Inhumans was supposed to come out November 2nd, 2018, it looks like.
I must have missed that.
Feige is going back to the skipped May 4th. It shows a clip. Nick Fury, Avengers. Apparently, one is Loki's staff. According to coming.
No, Inhumans was they did it on TV.
They ended up doing it on TV. Yeah.
and it was horrible.
Yep. Spider captions. Oh, that's when people wrote in.
It was done by the same guy that screwed up Iron Fist.
Roger Stern and the final Spider-Verse team up. Roger Stern wrote Spider-Verse team up, evidently. Man, Spider-Verse been around for. Oh, look at Spider Food. That's cute. I remember these segments. And we got Eddie with his collectors. He still does today with us. I remember this, Minnie. What was Axis? What was Axis?
That was an event where everybody that was good became bad, and then everybody that was bad became good, and Carnage was like a crazy good person when that happened.
That's right. Man, that took a minute.
Wasn't the like Red Skull involved in all that?
I think so.
Forget.
Yeah, I remember skipping that out and thinking
The end of the Ultimate Universe. Oh my God, George, the new Warriors book. Remember this? Jake Waffles. God, that was a bad book, man. Oh, we reviewed that on Spider Satellites back in the day. My gosh, look at the Spider Friends and Aunt May cosplay. Oh my gosh, I love it.
You guys reviewing that specific one had me howling on the way back for a long drive for work, just listening to you guys talk about that.
This book, oh my gosh, that was so bad.
It was awful.
The end, we got Spider History does some Spidey Super Stories. Spider Super Stories #1. Let's see. Hello Spider Girl. We got Amazing Spider-Man #8. That's Dan Slott again, I imagine. Yep.
Yep.
More Dan Slott. Superior Foes, January 2015 solicitations.
Brad, was that back when you guys still did it based off of just month? Like this was everything that came out in the month for Spider History?
For the Spider History. Yes, that looks like it. October 1974. So what came out in that month was these 3 books, and JR just did that. Which I kind of like it how we do it now, where he does like storylines.
A storyline, yeah. It was great right at the very beginning. We're like, so who remembers this month? Well, JR was the only one reading comics back then, so it was JR.
Yeah. And we're almost at the bottom of the page. There's the solicits. Spider-Man 2099. George reviewed that. Look at that, George.
Yeah, I remember I did the reviews for the Spider-Man 2099 Volume 2, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I only did it for like I think like the first 6 or 8 issues, and then Javi took over.
Yeah. Episode 334 of the podcast, and there you go. All right, Vicman, I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you calling in, man. It's always been a pleasure. And I hope to see you tomorrow night on our shows.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. See you, bud.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right. With that, I think we're going to wrap it up. For 26 years of the crawl space and 18 years of the podcast, we're going to do final thoughts. So, before I do that, one real quick, Javi had a comment. Hey, Brad, happy anniversary. Can't call in tonight, but want to send well wishes. Congratulations on yet another milestone. I remember Evelyn, his daughter, being a baby during the early episodes of the show, and she just started her senior year of high school yesterday, which is crazy. Forever grateful for being a part of a review crew. Congrats, buddy. So, final thoughts, George. What do we got? 26 years of a website and 18 years of podcasting.
I would say it doesn't feel like a long time, but it does. It feels like a really, really, really long time.
It does.
I mean, I've had fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's you feel it. But then at my age, you feel every year.
I'm curious, and I've never asked you this. What brings you back? Why you been doing it so long?
The people.
Yeah, I agree.
The people that I wind up talking to on the old podcasts, interacting with all the crawl spacers, just
it's a fun play. I've enjoyed it myself. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like the people either. So,
yeah,
it's
there's a sense of community.
Yeah, that was my goal 26 years ago, is to find a place that I would like to hang out in and meet like-minded people that like Spider-Man. And I have found that in spades. I've got so many friends I've met off of this website and the podcast.
See, Brad wanted that, and he wound up making a website. I usually just go to,
a bar.
clubs.
Or maybe some other type of club. All right, Christina, what final thoughts for you?
Well, first of all, I want to say happy 26 years of running the website and happy 18 for running the podcast. So happy birthday to that. And then I just want to say thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure joining you guys on the show every month. I have horrible anxiety and I hate speaking in public. It's not one of my favorite things to do.
I can't tell. You do great.
If you've seen my first shows, you could probably tell I was a nervous wreck. And I've become more comfortable on camera. So I want to say thank you for giving me a chance, because you've opened me up to this wonderful community, and I'm so happy that I finally have people to talk about Spider-Man with.
Well, yeah, you started in chat, if memory serves.
Yes.
And I'm just like, come on, let's go. And I'm happy that you overcame your fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
She first came to us on a live in caller show.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I want to say also again, thank you for everybody on this panel that reached out to me after my mom died on Thanksgiving. And so that was all really nice of you to reach out to me that day, because I wasn't expecting that. So I want to say thank you all for that too. So.
All right. And you've been a great addition, Christina. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then there's Josh.
Wow. Oh man, that's some fighting words. Ouch.
Final thoughts, my friend.
Is there a pain in your back, like a sharp pain in your back, Josh?
Yeah,
Like maybe
No,
someone stabbed you?
I'm a front stabber. You'll see me coming.
This has been a great first only year on the podcast. Yeah, I've been with you guys just over a year now doing this, and it's been awesome. Thanks for having me on here. I've made a bunch of connections. I've met some of these people in person now. I got to speak at the Spider-Man conference, which was really cool. And it's always one of my favorite parts of every month, coming on here and either talking crap about some Spider-Man comics or talking good things about Spider-Man comics. And it's my little place I get to vent off about a bunch of nerd crap with my friends, and I really enjoy doing it here. Congratulations on 26 years. I said it last year, but it's great that we all have this community to be able to do this with one another. And I maybe wouldn't have made a website in order to make friends, but
you're not me. No.
Yeah. But I genuinely appreciate what you've built up over the last 26 years, and here's to another 26 more.
That's awesome. And you've been a great addition, along with Christina, to the many people that have come along the way that I've had the pleasure of talking to online in 26 years.
And even those who didn't show up, JR.
Take a shot every time we say JR. But anyway, it's been a pleasure to talk to all of you and everybody that called in. I appreciate you. Speaking of more shows, we're not stopping at this milestone. Starting tomorrow night, we're doing ASM reviews.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Christina
y'all have fun with that.
Christina, Josh, and allegedly JR will join us as we amazing.
If they haven't issued a silver alert for him, maybe JR will come over.
Silver alert, yeah. Anyway, we're going to review those issues. We got 3 issues. I like how that image came out. I think that image
it's really good.
Photoshopped it. I think it looked pretty slick. And we'll do that for an hour and a half, maybe 2 if we're long-winded. And then over on our Patreon, good God Almighty, we got a lot of books to review.
I gotta read some of those still.
We got Ultimate Spider-Man. We got 2099. We got last issue of Slot Superior. Kelly's going to do Spider-Woman. We got 3 issues. Josh, is that you? Are you on Spec?
Yeah, Spec,
Okay.
Spider-Boy, Superior, and the Spider Rain.
Spider-Boy. Oh,
we got Jackpot's Black Cat. We got Butt Hunt Spider-Man. We got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1, not the not good one. And then poor Tyler is reviewing a whole bunch of Venom. Separation anxiety. Oh, and Rain 2. We're gonna make it rain again. Rain 2.
The
Spider-Man
semen.
Rain. I've not read that one yet.
I'm glad Josh took that one. I did not want that one.
I am notoriously known for just taking on the worst ones. So
Good for you.
yeah, we'll keep up the tradition.
So again, that's Friday night, Patreon only at 9:00. We're going to start that one. This one starts at 7 tomorrow night Central Time on both of these. And wait, we're not done. Saturday night, JR hopefully shows up and does 3 shows with me.
Yeah.
He's going to review the Marvel Knights Spider-Man, first 12 issues of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 from 7 to 8. And then 8 to 9, we got 5, 6, 7, 8 on this one. And then we're going to wrap it up with issue 9, 10, 11, 12. This ranks pretty high on JR's Goblin Stories, if memory serves. And it's a Mark Miller, Terry Dodson. Yeah, Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson on art. Pretty good looking art in there. I remember liking this one a lot. It's been 20 years since I've read it, but JR will do Spider Histories of those. So hopefully
I volunteer to be his understudy if he doesn't show up again. I haven't actually read the series yet, but like
you haven't read these?
Well, I'll just make stuff up, just like JR. So
Yeah, having read them is not really a prerequisite.
We're looking for pulses. Ba boom, ba boom. All right, Josh, you're sold. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, to my friends watching and that are watching later, thank you for making this website so long-term and popular, and the podcast you listened to for 18 years. I looked at our numbers. I was sharing this in the admin chat. We had a record number of July of people that are visiting the website, and I am consistently amazed. I think July may have been the biggest month we've ever had, and I cannot believe how many people come. We're far going to reach the yearly. We average about 3 million visitors, and by December we're going to far surpass 3 million visitors that come to the site, which I just think is crazy. That's but awesome. I appreciate you that you love this website so much. I love this website. I love these people that are on it, and I love you guys watching it. So thank you for tuning in to our anniversary show. We will be back tomorrow.